Well, hello there. So, thank you for joining me for another episode of Drinks with Rye. Today I decided we're going to go ahead and make a classic cocktail. One of the dude's favorites. If you couldn't tell, I'm going to make a White Russian today. Why? Because it's a kind of easy made cocktail and I just don't feel like doing a whole lot. But this is a really good cocktail. I enjoy it, and you can do a little bit of different variations off of it. Someday I'll actually make a video where I make a variation that includes triple sec and cocoa liqueur, and it actually tastes like a Tootsie Roll. But this is going to be just the basic one. 3 ingredients: coffee liqueur. In this case, I'm using grind espresso shot just because I love it. It is like super coffee, and it's not too sweet. Most of the time they recommend Kahlua, but Kahlua is a super sweet liqueur, and I'm not really a big fan of it. So me personally, I like this one. One day I'm going to try this Mr. Black coffee liqueur that is all the rage of the cocktail people on the YouTubes right now, which my local Total Wine just got it. So I'm definitely going to give that one a shot at some point. But first, I got a little bit of that left. I'm using Tower vodka, just cheap vodka. It is from Texas. I talked about this in my Long Island video, and it's cheap. It's good vodka. It's not like awful, and it's in a glass bottle instead of a plastic one, which obviously doesn't necessarily mean anything, but tends to be an indicator of slightly better quality. And I just got good old-fashioned heavy cream, and that's the 3 ingredients for this. Now, you don't always have to use heavy cream. You can use milk, or you use light cream. You can use half and half, whatever you like. I find heavy cream is good if you want to use a float at the end of it, and I'll talk about that later. You also don't have to float it. You can just mix it like normal. But anyways, let's go. So first things first, ice in the shaker. Now, usually whenever I do my drinks, I have a glass chilling behind me. This is no exception. How I do that usually is I just put some water and ice in a glass and I let it sit there and let it frost up a little bit. That way the glass is cold. But you can always put yours in the freezer, however you like it. I think with this cocktail in particular, a cold glass is very good. Extra ice is very good because the flavors are pretty simple, pretty basic, pretty straightforward. But they're very good when mixed together, and just the right temperature and everything is nice. It could be a very good cocktail, even though this is a very simple thing, kind of like, usually kind of think of almost low class, but it's good. It's a quality cocktail. Depends on the ingredients you use. Anyways, so let's just get it started. All right, so take out our didgeridoo. You're gonna go with 2 ounces of vodka. 1 ounce. And and you could alter this if you wanted, depending on how much flavor you prefer to be vodka, how much flavor you prefer to be coffee. But I would say that traditionally 2-to-1 ratio, and then whatever for your dairy ingredient. I personally I'm not the biggest fan of using the milk version of it, which would be probably 2 ounce vodka, 1 ounce milk, and 1 ounce of your coffee liqueur. I like to just float my cream on top, just because it's nice and it doesn't add too much to the drink, and it lets you actually get the flavors of your beverages, your alcohols out of there, which are that's the point of drinking a cocktail, in my opinion. For the younger people, some just starting out drinking, they might go with using milk and mixing it all together, and in that case you probably want to add at least an ounce, maybe more, again depending on your tolerance for regular alcohol, spirits, and 1 ounce of coffee liqueur. This should give it just enough of a kick of coffee while still being a nice potent cocktail. Oh, that's so good. Put a little bit in there. I'm going to do a little taste. I mean, this is good. Like, I'll make another drink with this, which I consider it a Cuban coffee cocktail, where I basically just do 1-to-1 rum and this, or 2-to-1 depending on how I'm feeling, and a little bit of simple syrup, or just muddle some sugar in the bottom with some cocoa bitters, or chocolate bitters rather, and it's just delicious. It's almost like a booze version of Cuban coffee, and I like Cuban coffee, so. But I think that would definitely work best with the espresso liqueur, because Cuban coffee is basically just espresso. Anyways, wash off computer review. Put the lid on. Get my glass ready. Again, personal preference here, but I do like a fair amount of ice in this. I like it cold. It tastes better cold in my opinion. And on top of that, if you are going to float it, having the ice can kind of help to keep the cream from sinking. So it's helpful in that way. Cheating a little bit, but I don't care. Nice and cold on the outside. Sometimes a good indicator if there's a little bit of frost on there, that's about where you're ready to pour it. Otherwise, 10 to 15 seconds, 30 seconds if you really have a lot of ingredients in it that need to be, mixed well. But don't take my word for it, I'm not a bartender. Just an enthusiastic amateur. Alright, so that's the drink right there. But again, you can add milk, you can add cream. Personally, again, I like to float a little bit of cream on top. Now to do a float, depending on your skill, you can either pour it over a spoon or just pour it very slowly. But the goal is to keep it on top. Let's see, I almost did it there because I poured a little quick. But you can see I ballsed it up a little bit. But the idea is to have it float on top so that a little bit gets in your drink as you're drinking it. Looks nice though. Pretty to picture that way. Oh, that's good. That is good. One thing I would probably change is actually go more of a 1-to-1 for the vodka, unless I had a little bit better vodka. But it's a tasty drink, tasty beverage. And of course, again, if you like, you can mix it up. I don't personally like to mix it up. I like it floating, even though it doesn't look like it's floating at all right now. That was a brand new thing of cream, so it just went right out the top. So this little spoon didn't do any good. By the way, I love my little spoon here. It is a guitar. Got it off Wish. Super cheap. Anyways, again, there's a lot of different variations of that. Now, one more thing. You don't have to have a garnish for this. Traditionally, there isn't one. But I have these nice espresso cocoa rolls from Sun Tropics. I just figured I would do one on the side like that. Nice little garnish, what do you think? Anyways, it also doubles as a small straw if it doesn't fall in. I want to eat your garnish. Anyways, long story short, that's what I reckon. You can alter the recipe a lot of different ways, however you like it. Try it out. Try different types of coffee liqueur. Try the regular espresso one. Try the Kahlua. Try them all. Mr. Black. Figure out what you like. But this is a good cocktail to just mix after a long day of work. Or after, a case of mistaken identity and you trying to get your rug back that the gangsters took from you, that you really tied the room together. I haven't actually seen that movie very many times, but I hear it's pretty funny. I also hear it's about demasculinization, whatever. It's about castration, apparently. Saw that thing on YouTube. I need to stop watching YouTube videos, but you shouldn't. Well, anyways, that's going to do it for today. Thank you for joining me on Whiskey with Rye. Bye.